Hey, what's up, everybody? All right, who we got here? Woodchucker. Woodchucker. Welcome. Am I right to say Woodchucker was first? How's everybody doing? Yeah, welcome back to Dad's Workshop, where we're gonna take this thing off first. Then we're gonna mix up some tongue oil and denatured alcohol. But first, let me dry my sweaty face off. Uh-oh. Shout out to everybody. Shout out Robert G, Louise, Woodchucker, and everybody else who's in. Drop a comment. Let me know you're here so I can say hello to you. Hello to you. All right, so I tried a couple of things. It looks like it's a little tipsy because of the glue up. I don't know how I'm gonna fix that problem. May not be fixable. I might just level out the top. Looks like a little bit uneven here. Maybe this block is a little bit higher than that. We can maybe chisel a bit off the top, but it's a leaning tower of Pisa right now. That's okay though. Let's mix this tongue oil with this other stuff, and then all that, and do that stuff. You know, get them up with the denatured alcohol. Hopefully, it doesn't melt through the plastic bucket. Got to be careful about that. This is 100% tongue oil. That's probably a lot of mineral spirits, but I'd rather use too many mineral spirits and too little oil than too much oil and too little mineral spirits. So that'll probably do the whole thing right there. Maybe just a little dabble more, just eyeballing it. Welcome everybody. Drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, check out our other videos. If you're dealing with storms and stuff, check my chainsaw video out. Never been super happy with how this mixes up. I'll probably switch over to like some of the other thinners, those ones. Switch over to those, you know what I mean? Welcome to Dad's Workshop. I'm Dad's Workshop Calvin. Happy to have you here today. Walter White. Shout out Walter White. We're going to use some heavy duty sandpaper. We're going to hand sand this guy right here. I'm going to show you what it looks like with the light on it. These little glue spots. Always secure your workpiece. Don't ever chisel anything like this. trying to make sure there's not like rough edges or glue spots that I have to. I definitely didn't overthink this, and I definitely didn't make it. It wasn't like gonna be done to the perfection of a master. You know, I was just gonna just cut some blocks and have fun with it, and use some of the blocks I already cut. So we went ahead and did that. Sophia, what's up? Welcome to Dad's Workshop, Sophia. Check the replay. I challenge. I'm throwing the red flag. Replay on what, fam? What are you talking about? All right, let me read Ruiz's super long thing. Dude, the shirts stay fresh. Oh, appreciate you, man. My boy, real talk. I was like the vibes, how your socks be looking, bro. Because I always like that about you. Love you. Wear my Cheech and Chong socks from Up in Smoke, where I'm just living it up. Now, I hope I didn't just freeze reading that. Thank you so much, YouTube. Thank you so much for not freezing. That's awesome. So we're still here, and that's great. After reading Ruiz's comment, appreciate you, Ruiz. Family, I hope you got your package in the mail. Join our family. I'm appreciative of this family here. Big time appreciative. Everybody, Woodchucker, all y'all. Appreciate all y'all. Chardonnay, wherever you are. And of course, Gandar. I don't know if he's in here tonight. And my boo, Heather. Alrighty, we're gonna sand this. I don't know what I'm gonna. I could break this back off again, but I'd have to add like a shim on this side to get it up. I don't know if that's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna look better. Is what I'm gonna say. I don't care that much, though. I don't like to present a product that's mediocre. You know, you aim for perfection, end up with mediocrity. She does. She's a day saver, definitely for sure, man. Oh, it's mixing up nicely. All right, now let's sand this now. I might back the camera up just a smidge. Back the camera up. We back the camera up. Gotta see the whole thing. Back the camera up. Oh, I don't need these gloves anymore. It's 150 degrees in here. I don't need the gloves on. That was just to mix that. You don't want to be touching that mineral spirits. Um, Heather, is that table for sale with the red legs? I could preliminarily say yes. I took some of those legs from a table I made Heather though, so I have to get her some new hairpin legs. But yeah, I mean, it's for sale. Everything I make is basically for sale, unless I'm making it for somebody. Yeah, but it's a little easier to package than other tables because all I got to do is remove the hairpin legs. I've sold, I don't know, a half dozen of those before. The last one I delivered to the customer in DC. That was a couple years ago. I don't like go out of my way to sell stuff. People come to me usually. Someone saw a post of it on Facebook and wanted it, so. It's actually this pretty popular podcaster's sister, believe it or not. a very popular podcaster. Academy Award-winning podcaster, as a matter of fact. Yes, I do. I do know which one you're talking about. You're talking about the stump table, the stump cookie. Ruby say you know which one I'm talking about, right? I say, yeah, I do. It's got a fan on it, a 720 CFM fan on it right now. Because it's so hot in here, I'm running a fan on that thing. Otherwise, I'd turn the camera around and show it to you. All these little 2x4 marks, we don't want those on there. Sure. Yeah. Large blows. Yeah, that's her right there. And it's pretty waterproof because I did several layers of a beeswax mixture on it too. Yeah. Miss Heather says it's for sale, so yeah, it's for sale. And it's nice and cured now, dried, really, really dry. So shouldn't move a lot on you. Welcome, Pilato. Welcome, welcome. Uh-oh. Left my own live stream. You want to guess what I sold the last one for? Maybe you know. I'm all about connecting the buyer with the right product. You know what I mean? Not connecting my product with a buyer. Connecting the buyer with the right product. You know, so if they want a table, you know, you're Ruiz, so you are a special case. You know, uh, so I probably work with you a little, but that last table, sold that last table for $750. Man. It's pretty similar to this one. It was only difference it was made out of pecan and not oak. I think this one's actually nicer, believe it or not. I wouldn't sell it for that much to you though, dude. You know how it be now though, man. A hundo just fills up the gas tank. You know, you got to make life decisions at the gas pump, grocery store, all that. Pilato said the like button activated. Yeah. By the way, if you are here, double tap that screen, like this video. So YouTube, what we're doing right now is we're finishing up this little lamp that I built, and I want to show y'all something real quick. Just as an informational, hopefully, if you get anything out of tonight, you'll learn this lesson. If you ever try to glue Mylar to wood, this is what happens, and that's regular old what do you call it? Uh, uh, tight bond, right? So that's wood glue behind Mylar. I was trying to glue Mylar to these plates. Didn't work. So just a heads up to y'all, you know, it doesn't work. What's up, chat? How's the chat doing? Y'all are kind of quiet. Make sure if you subscribe, you click that notifications button. I'm not going to bother you too much. They also limit our notifications to 2. After that, they don't send them out. So if you're worried about people over notifying you, don't worry about me doing that. A lot of these folks in here know I have a hard time even dropping a video. It takes me a long time. Whew. Oh, wow, I didn't see how far out this one was here, too. Problem was this got glued uneven. It doesn't matter. Like I said in my video yesterday, it doesn't even matter if this isn't symmetrical. Once it gets that light in there and you got it in your room, you have no idea. It's the ambiance of it is, it's pretty sexy. If you're not a wood grain person, you can paint it white. I think white is a good color for it because it's going to reflect the light. Or paint it on the inside, or I think a metallic color would work for it as well. Kind of make it look like a stack of metal, almost like I-beams. I'm gonna turn that fan low so it's actually getting me. So apologize to the microphone ahead of time. Well, welcome to Dad's Workshop. I'm Dad's Workshop Calvin. Make sure you find me on Facebook or Instagram, TikTok also. I'm working on developing those right now. I thought I was. Oh, what we got going on here? I thought I was like, it does. It's very hard to make these videos. I know how hard you guys are working. Woodchucker said you could say that again. It does take a while to put out a video. And Pilato said, thanks for your help and encouragement on making shorts. Pilato, I know you've been working overtime on those. I'm highly impressed by the shorts that you've made. A lot of storytelling going into those. Definitely, you've been crushing it, man. You've been crushing it. And then Ruiz says, man, bro, flowers to this channel and mob for Dad's Workshop. It's a vibe. I agree. It is a vibe. Yeah, that chainsaw video took me about 3 weeks. So, yeah, man, I understand, you know. But yeah, hours and hours and hours, and it's very tedious. Very tedious. People don't understand, man. It's real work. Doing the work is one thing, and then filming it is another thing. You watch that show Alone or any of those survival shows, they have to also be good at filming themselves, besides also knowing how to bushcraft. Yeah, I like the shorts too. I don't think they're super hard. Yeah. The full, long form videos are where it gets more difficult. Yeah. I like the way this is starting to smooth up here. I'm gonna sand my old bed like this too. Still working on the bed, getting through that. pencil marks off. Woodchucker said, I just threw up a video today, recap on my live stream. It's pretty cool. Everybody shout out to Woodchucker if you haven't checked out his channel. He's a chainsaw carver. Check out his stuff. I also have a video coming out in 6 minutes, a short, about this thing here, the work that I did on it today. I'm going to do a lot more scheduling of shorts from now on, man. Scheduling of stuff. Well, definitely part of one of my goals was to build an entire timber framed like building, maybe not a house size, in here with conventional lumber, right? Conventional lumber joined together by lamination, and then just do the same principles as it's just kind of what I was doing with the beds, to just practice it before I started building a full-size building. Hey man, I'm all about that. As long as I can make a living, you know. I know a lot of these folks know that it ain't easy out here making a living. This is what I do. I'm actually like, you know, I'm fully pot committed to this thing, man. All in on it. Pilato said it's been a learning process on how I can manipulate the shorts with text and audio, etc. Feel like I'm doing a lot better with them now than when I first started. Yeah, if you're a live streamer, you know, one of the hacks is you got to do shorts. You know, you got to do shorts. I don't think it matters. The algorithm's been hating me recently, but today is good. Today's fine. So heads up and shout out to YouTube for that. But you still got to keep going, and you got to keep making shorts, and you got to keep making live streams regardless. You know, you can't stop making shorts and then focus on live streams. I did that. I basically did that for that 3 weeks and regretted it, because when my video came out, it flopped. And that was very disappointing. But we're past that. We're moving on. Yeah. Honestly, though, if I'm telling the truth, like I can teach people stuff, but I don't think I'm at the level that I should apprentice anybody. You know, I need to take some classes before I put anybody under my wing, because that's the blind leading the blind. I mean, I do know the basics, but I can't. I can't pretend to be a master. You know, I'm just I've done this as a hobby. I taught myself a lot. I mean, I had some guidance also, and I know some fundamentals. That's what I try to do on here, is just fundamentals. It's like, you know, what's that guy in basketball for the Oklahoma, for the Thunder? What's his name? MGC, whatever his name is. His fundamental basketball that he does well. He draws fouls. He does things like that. That's what he does well. Google is awful, says Laxus. I hate shorts. It really isn't the right content for me. I can relate. I can understand that. Like, dude, to build a log cabin would be legit as F. Definitely is what Ruiz said. Laxus said, and they keep forcing them down my throat so hard. Well, I understand, Laxus. Yeah, so I think it is definitely a business move by them to try to absorb some of the market that TikTok has. And that's going to happen probably anyway, because they got so much leverage. They're Google. I mean, how do you compete with Google? Anyone from Singapore and China, I mean, you guys are strong, but how do you compete with Google, man? When I realized I went to support the other day and that I was talking to Google and that I got a letter from Google, you know, I'm sure you guys who just monetized know this. Welcome from Russia or from Eastern Europe. I can't read that, but I say hello back. Nostroya. I don't know. Jacques Pojavalat. I don't know how you say that. How you say it in Russian. Something like that. We say cheers here, so I'll say nostroya. Nostroya. We get all these pencil marks off of here. Yeah, they want us to make it, and a lot of what they want, they're gonna let me see the word. My brother could tell me. He can read. That could be Greek right there. I don't know. Oh, welcome, Wes, my man. Wes. Wes does it. Looks like Jenga, says Philip Jones. Yeah, I've been told that. Permanent Jenga, Laxa says. That's also true. I've got blocks like this over there with different joinery in them. That's where these braces came from. I was making a little model. I even started with a model before the bed, even to try to figure out the joinery I wanted to use on the bed. Sometimes that's how I have to envision it. I'm like a uh, kind of a bodily kinesthetic visual learner. I can't just do it with CAD right now. Wes Does It says, hey, Woodchucker. I just want to welcome Wes Does It here. Wes is an amazing content creator. I mean, really very talented. So are the other folks here. Pilato and Woodchucker. These are all talented guys. That's why they are where they are. Wes, sometimes them videos, I don't even know how you like find the energy in this heat. It's impressive, man. And I know you're even in hotter conditions than me for the most part. So I'm just amazed, man. I'm just impressed. All right, Pilato said it's kind of funny how few views the source long form videos. So let's go back. This is something I would like to read. The source long form video has done fewer than 300 views, and how well the shorts have done 33K. I've never had a short do 33K. So that's something that's a ball out of my ballpark. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I had bad. I'm still not getting great views right now, guys. So make sure you check out my videos. One just dropped 2 minutes ago. My short did. Uh, but the algorithm and how it is, like one of the YouTube tech people was like, I can guarantee you short views will go up and views will go down. And I was like, well, thank you so much for that bit of wisdom. The last YouTube support person I talked to, very polite. I was not rude. I just just trying to figure out what's going on. That's all. I'd like to take this to a belt sander, actually. Honestly, guys, I might pull my belt sander out here. Plug it in, just run it like this. Run it on the bottom, maybe. See, it's uneven on the top too. You need a little level. Look at that. That's how uneven it is. Got to come up like this side's got to come down like that's like a quarter of an inch, so half an inch. We'll put it on the band. We'll put it on the belt sander just to get that top. I'm just gonna whittle it down a little bit, just try to even out the top a little so it's not ridiculous looking. Sometimes when you glue stuff up like this and you don't, I didn't try to take a lot of time. I did it really quickly. All right, what we got going on in the chat here? Mike said, what it do? What's up, Mike? Mike said, I know what's awesome for me, though my watch time is trash right now. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Mike and Wes definitely doing good on shorts. Yeah, my long forms are struggling, and you know, I've been recording broadcasting lives lately because the recording app I usually use is having issues. What's that recording at, Pilato? Just curious. Mike said I was being funny with the last short. People like it. Yeah, people like humor. I'll let Mike answer that. I think he's in the. I mean, last time I checked, he was close to 1,000. Uh, I'm just gonna do some gentle belt sanding, guys. Benjamin, you good down there? Remind me, my microphone is not with me. I don't want to blow out too all ears a little bit. All right, so as I said, the top is like uneven by a quarter of this. I'm not gonna take it down that much, but I gotta bring the side down a bit. Just try to balance out the optical illusion. Make slight shift to that side. Ow! It's like, no. Safety trolls, that was for you. Okay, what's going on here? Let me go back a couple. Oh, nah, it wasn't my noise canceling. I just moved my mic away so that y'all didn't get blown out by the sound of the belt sander. Because it does have some noise canceling, the mic, but if it's a new sound, it's not very good at it. All right, see any pencil marks or any kind of spots. Looks like somebody dropped a super chat. Who do we got? Ruiz, appreciate you. Shout out Ruiz. If I had a ding, 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 I would do that. Let me find something to ding, ding, ding with. Give him a little saw soundboard. This is my soundboard. Thank you, Ruiz, for the $5 super chat. Shout out to the JSOC of the U.S. military. Tell Valhalla, Godspeed, brothers. That's what Ruiz wants to say. Let me say that one more time. Ruiz said, shout out to the JSOC of the U.S. military. Tell Valhalla, Godspeed, brothers. You need me to read it, Ruiz, one more time? Let me know how you want me to read it. It's your cameo. Let's go. Is Mike booing? Are you booing my super chats, Mike? Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, okay, I get it. Yeah. I know it. All right. I wouldn't have been mad if you were booing my super chats, though. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah, that's the distinguished gentleman who I will not name. He uses that as the gentleman and the scholar whose name will not come out of my mouth. Because I'm not getting shadow banned again for that. Next time I'm talking nasty to him, it'd be when I have 300,000 subscribers. I'll keep my mouth shut until then. That's Mike. He's always goofing. Nah, it was a pew 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 pew. But yeah, I wouldn't have been. I'm booing you, thinking that Mike is making stuff would be booing you. I mean, you know, all in good fun. I do be goofing. Yeah. Mike, are you having your thing tonight? Because I'll definitely be on there. I was in my feelings last Friday. I was lost in my feelings last Friday. All right, then I'll be there, man. I'm about to go to vacation with my kids. Gonna miss y'all, and having these live stream things for a few days. I probably try to go and step into y'all's and check them out. Welcome to Dad's Workshop. I'm Dad's Workshop Calvin. Click that like button, and also, have you subscribed to the channel? You do easy, Ruiz. Ruiz said, just fucking because I love you, Calvin, and Heather in chat. And I'm going to read it. Sorry, YouTube. I'm going to read it, ad friendly people, because that's my fan base. So I gotta do what my fan base says, man. It's my people. I'm going to say what they want me to say. So one more time, Ruiz said, quote, just fucking cuz. I love you, Calvin and Heather in chat. Yeah, Ruiz is the best, man. My people are the best, dude. I just strive to be that for others, man. I wish I could be that for someone else. Woodchuckers that said, have you guys had problems with your channel? Heather's been pretty like Heather has been like optimistic the whole time. I've been crying and in a fetal position most of it, to be honest. So the answer to your question is, at least I perceived problems with the channel. I was getting 0 views, dude. They weren't showing my stuff in the shorts feed anymore. So I contacted support. I thought I did something to someone. Like literally, I thought I did something to someone. Said something, did something. Thought I was shadow banned. Well, I mean, it was like a shadow ban. It was like 2.5 weeks of 0 views. I guess Wes is asking. He says, "How old is your effort towards the channel, Calvin?" It goes back to spring of 2023, I think. Yeah, like November, October. Yeah. So to answer that's a really good question. So my effort was like a year and a half before I even got. I mean, I was nowhere close to monetizing until I started running live streams. I was never going to monetize. I started by doing an exercise channel with like interval workouts and stuff because that was like my hobby. And I quit my job, so I was like doing a lot of exercising to try to keep myself mentally strong. And then I kind of just got into just making funny, content that I thought was like interesting, like neck tattoo, the ADHD history. I made a couple of those videos. And just, I also made an animated short and submitted it to film festivals. So I was basically trying to learn how to compose a film, basically. So listen, here, let me go back a second. And Mike said, listen, I know it sounds like I'm making a story, but first chewing the poop, I got so tore up, my ass checked out on my, oh, I know that. I know that, Mike. You think you didn't, what, did you think that was a mystery to me? You were asleep. I think the people were virtually tapping you on the shoulder like this is was that last week or 2 weeks? Yeah, no, he left it on. It was on and I think you fell asleep. Uh-oh, I hope I didn't freeze. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. That is correct. I told it's entertainment, guys. So entertainment ebbs and flows, and you know. But Mike, you have no excuse, of course. Who do we got here? Nikki New, welcome. Nikki New is a member of the channel. Am I muted? Okay, good. Maybe my mic is dying, or we're having connectivity issues. I think it's connectivity, maybe. All right, let's do the fun part. And so I have Mylar in here, but I also put aluminum tape inside of it so that we'd have even more. This little light fits in there. I'll show you how it fits in there in a second. But I always apply tung oil with the sandpaper. That looks like it just took my stream back a minute there. Oh, the answer, Wes, is that it was like a year and a half, man. I really to me, that seemed like a long time. I saw people, monetizing in months and stuff like that. I was, but you never compare. So you're not supposed to compare. I have a hard time with that sometimes. If I say Mike, I meant Wes. So fine sandpaper is really the way that I was always taught to apply this. So I'm gonna start with that, and then I use a rag usually after that. This is definitely thinned a lot, so let's give it a shot here. Sometimes pine and spruce doesn't like taking this stain, so I had to sand the mess out of it. And also, tung oil has no color. So all it's supposed to do is bring out the figure of the wood. So what you're trying to do is just bring out the wood's figure, and that's what looks like what it's doing precisely. So if I want to add color, I can put linseed oil. It'll put a little bit of dark in there, and I have some of that around somewhere. I have this mixture of wood preservative and linseed oil and tung oil somewhere also. Can y'all see me? I'm making sure. What? Woodchucker, they demonetized you? Was it because you just inactivity? I did look at, you have been on there for a minute. Like you've been on YouTube for a minute. Yeah, it's like a wooden lighting fixture. I don't know that I would call it a lamp. It's not as powerful as a lamp. It's got two battery powered LEDs that are going to go into it. Nobody nerdy say it's LED, not LEDs. Okay, don't do that. Oh yeah, you have to post like a video every 3 months to stay valid, unless you're a special, like that creator. And Heather might help me. Sophia, she used to be a like she used to work for like Vice, and she's one of the biggest creators on YouTube. Um, she does like restaurant and vacation reviews now. Her and her husband only put out one every 6 months, and I guess they're permitted to do that. Plus, they actually get their monetization privately, as you've talked about before, Woodchucker. So, I like that. At least it wasn't void after 90 days. A lot of these places we could work for them and they'll void our checks after 90 days. All right, let me get it with some of this stuff with a rag. Tongue oil, you got to apply several coats of it too. I'm going to get happy with it here. I got the end grain. I want to get it deep in that end grain. I am seeing some spots where I missed glue, and it will not stain over glue. With tongue oil, I don't know how many of y'all have used it, but sanding during the process and kind of stropping that off and adding more, making sure you get the sawdust off, because it'll just stain the sawdust, and then going back with it, open the grain back up. It's all about getting that grain open. Yeah, I don't have a sponsor yet. I don't know anything about that world yet. Though my friend had one, and I love his story. It's funny. I won't get into it on here unless he's on here. No, maybe I will. So you have to maintain the 4,000 watch hours in the rolling year period. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, that shouldn't be that hard as long as you're getting. They're not. What do you call it? Doing what they were doing to me, shadow banning you. Here's what happened. I talked to a YouTube support person, and they were not helpful. And I asked them. I was not rude. I was being serious. I asked them if they were AI, and I don't think they took that very well. Like, I didn't mean anything by it. They were just saying things to me that I already addressed with them, and basically had canceled out, ruled out. And I felt like they were disrespectful to my people too, because I had people that were saying, "Look, I didn't get your notifications," and sending me screenshots. So the person, and I won't say their name, sorry with an A, said, send this troubleshooting to your people. They probably unsubscribed and subscribed again so they don't get notifications. I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to disrespect them or indicate that they may have unsubscribed and subscribed. It's unfair to my people, and it's disrespectful to them. If they say they're not getting the notifications, I'm taking them at their word. I was like, is there anything else that you can do or something like that? She was like, well, she said, is there anything else I can do? I said, yeah, like everything I asked, like explain stuff. And then when she sent another troubleshooting like link, I was like, are you AI? And I think that's when she got angry. And that was the day that I noticed my views went to nothing. Summer's Eve smells like freshness in the air. Is that what it was? I know what it is, but I will read that. Um, Pelato said, after Mike said he has a sponsor, Pelato said, Mike, I'm really excited for you. I'm curious to see how you're going to incorporate your sponsor's products into your videos. Summer's Eve isn't a typical Maker's channel sponsor. And for a second there, I actually thought that maybe Mike was sponsored by Summer's Eve. But yeah, Pilato is dry deadpan delivery got me. So there it is. That's what it sounds like. This has got a pentacryl in it and some linseed oil in it. It'll add a little color. This one really brings the grain out. It's like my secret weapon. Company called, and I'm not sponsored by them. Company called Wood Juice. I'm sure some of y'all have heard of them. They make this stuff called pentacryl or wood juice. It's a rotten wood preservative. I like wood that's like right on the edge of rotten. Y'all will see if you keep watching my channel. So what you do is you add this stuff or you use it for stumps so that the stumps don't crack. And any kind of lumber you're curing, or if you're kiln drying stuff in your home kiln, helado or something like that, you use this pentacryl or wood preservative. It's a wood stabilizer. Keeps the wood from moving and cracking and checking. Also helps get down into the grain. I noticed it really brings stains down into the grain. So big fan of the wood juice, but it's like $1 an ounce. It's really expensive. I think if you spend your money on finishes and you know, picking quality lumber, just my opinion, because we had this conversation on Mike's live with if you don't build it out of hardwood, some people think you're not a woodworker, which I think is ridiculous and moronic. Everyone thinks they know it all too. That kills me. They sneer at other people. Anyway, uh, wood juice. That's the stuff. We were talking about. Some people think that that's woodworking. If you're working with marginal wood and you have good skills and you have or the fundamentals and you know how to finish well, you can make some good stuff. You got to keep applying tongue oil until it rejects it. So you keep going until you see a slick on the outside of the wood. In case y'all don't know this, make this educational for you. And the end grain is a great place to apply a lot because it's going to soak in a lot there. There are some spots on the end grains I need to go over with a. Oh, hold on. Ruiz. Pew, 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 pew. Ruiz just hit us with a $5 super chat. He said, da 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 Batman. We got another one?
Oh my god, he's going crazy.
And now I'll do another one for you, Ruiz. Pew, 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 pew. Super chat. Batman. I know, man. Mike, you and me are on the same page. Mike said, I argue again. Who is more skilled? The guy who rings up a bill at the wood store and assembles some stuff? or the guy like me who makes things from trash, or makes quality stuff from affordable materials, or sources things like found items are a great way to make new things happen. We know what's happening with landfills here, guys. And even if you're not an environmentalist, just, you don't need to be dumping it in a landfill. Look how much landfill there is. Like people in New York, they're shipping their trash down south now, and that's been happening for a long time. Got to work with what you got, and a moron or somebody. Let's not call him a moron. Let's call him a beginner. Okay. Let's say a novice goes and they want to build a bench or a table, and they go and get the most expensive slab of black walnut, and a 12-foot slab of black walnut can be $500 or $600, maybe more depending on the thickness of it, but an inch thick, $400 to $600 for a couple 12-foot slabs to make a table. And you bring them home and you mess them up. You cut them too short. You don't make the ends properly. You don't make the joinery properly, and then you wasted that wood that could have been used by a good woodworker, or just sat there until it had the right buyer. Hardwood is not also better or more dependable than quote unquote softwood. How many of us who criticize other woodworkers have actually read wood hydrodynamics books? I can tell you, I have. Okay, I have those in my text collection. I think that's why I threaten some people, because I hang out and chill and do me and don't care what they do. But my thing is, I read the books. I know the hydrodynamics. I know the differences between lumber. I like pine. I like pine. Longleaf pine is my favorite wood species. But I also like walnut and stuff. But I'm not going to pay $800, for a couple boxes of walnut boards, or $500 for a couple live edge slabs, just like I said. What does that say? Yeah. I mean, I made a greenhouse out of pallets, and it was 14 feet tall with a roof and everything. So I went to a special place that had these long 18-foot pallets. I got a pallet buster. I broke them down. I still have that pallet buster. It doesn't do a whole lot more than a crowbar, I'll be honest with you. Whoa, what do we got? Super chat? Ruiz. Whoa. Ruiz super chat. Pew, 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 pew. $2 super chat. Ruiz says, Goose Fraba. I think Ruiz hit me with, you can keep hitting that super chat button. That's fine with me, man. Throw money at me all day. But take it easy over there on that. Take it easy over there. I know what you're doing down there, man. That's illegal in Texas. I've once made a pallet out of a coffee table. Yeah, man. Some of the coffee tables I've seen ain't even worth being a pallet. You want the number one overmade piece of furniture is a coffee table. I don't even know that many people who drink their coffee on their coffee table. I mean, we all use a coffee table, but many of us have one that's been passed to us or given to us. I've made them. I love making them. But I think it's more underappreciated than anything else you can make. Like if you make not anything, but a lot of things you can make. A chair, a bench, a bed is going to be appreciated more than a coffee table. And I don't know why. It was just after years of doing this, I have realized that coffee tables are they're a dime a dozen. People they want to just get one real quick. They don't want to pay a lot of money unless they're Ruiz. Ruiz super chat, $2 super chat. Ruiz said, "Big love you, Calvin," and no Diddy. He said after that. Accent sofa table. 3 2x6. Well, you know, I like simplicity. I'm okay with simplicity. My issue is with like barrel nuts and Allen screws. I mean, I've assembled many things. I've in fact metal bunk beds and all of that too, with the barrel nuts and the Allen screws and the particle board and the veneer and the plastic coating and all of that. Like there is my whole thing. It's kind of not far away from where you are, Mike. It's more like, can't we make good stuff out of like relatively inexpensive lumber rather than it's like it's either one or the other. Either we get a $5,000, $10,000 bed, then probably more than that if it's made out of hardwood. I know there's a guy in Australia, it's like 40,000 for one of his beds. $10,000 bed, or an IKEA bed for a few $100s that's made complete trash and then nothing in the middle. There's no quality in the middle. Yeah, I know, Wes. Wes says I like simple, clever stuff. What? Phone's gonna die. We're about an hour anyways. Let's check this thing out. I'm gonna take this leftover oil and pour it back in this container in front of the camera. Even if I spill, it'll be in front of the camera. This is kind of like an all sorts mixture of tung oil and pentacryl and linseed oil and there's a little bit of citrus solvent in there. Now it's got some denatured alcohol, which I'm not a big fan of the petroleum distillates, but now the other thing I would do is paint the inside of this paper white, because I feel like a paper white interior on this would make it really nice. There's still some finishing I could do on this, I think. Now I made the top here. It should be so I can fit this thing in there. Boom, should go right in. Right. Now I have a bottom plate for this thing. Maybe I could add a little bit more reflective material in there. It's a little dark. Let's try with the soft white. Got the backlight behind me too, that doesn't help. And then daylight, orange. I think in a